Hey, Lee Robinson here from American Sentinel Canine. For those of you who are not familiar with our program, we have 10 American Pit Bull Terriers from game bred lines, mostly sorrels, about 90% sorrels. And then we have 20 American Sentinels. And some people that are very experienced with pit bulls will come here and see our Sentinels and say, I had no idea dogs like this even existed. Because what we've tried to do is basically take all the traits that I like from the American Pit Bull Terrier and double their size. Instead of being 30 to 50 pounds conditioned, I want the Sentinels to be 60 to 100 pounds conditioned. And then also, that was one modification. The other modification is I like the dogs to be more protective. Pit bulls tend to be, in general, a little bit more social with strangers than I like. I like my American Sentinels to have a little bit, to be less friendly with strangers than our pit bulls. Now, if we have a pit bull that's not friendly with strangers, then that's cool. I have no problem with that. But I don't fault an American Pit Bull Terrier if it is social. Now, with that said, Chewy, come here. All right, good girl. So why am I okay with the Sentinels being anywhere from 60 to 100 pounds? Well, that's because I think that the game bred American Pit Bull Terrier is basically the closest thing to perfection for my goals in terms of pure breed. If I could make them twice as big, then that's great. Now, some people might say, well, twice as big, that you should have dogs that are 120, 130, 140 pounds. No, and here's why. I don't consider fat to be counted in body weight. All right, I'm looking at conditioned animals. A conditioned game bred American Pit Bull Terrier is generally speaking going to fall anywhere between 30 and 50 pounds. There are, of course, outliers that are smaller than that, and of course some outliers that are larger than that. But conditioned, that's pretty close to about 95% of the dogs probably. So we're going to take that 30 to 50 pound weight range and double it and make 60 to 100 pounds conditioned. Now, we have some dogs that are on the low end of that, and that concerns some band dog breeders, but it does not concern me, and I'm going to tell you why. So, remember the Dodge Viper? You have a vehicle with a lot of horsepower to the rear wheels. Now, for an experienced driver, that was not a problem. But when you throw a lot of horsepower to the rear wheels of an inexperienced driver, you have accidents occurring at a much higher frequency. And this is basically what we've done with the American Sentinel. We've taken the drive and intensity and malleability and health and stamina, agility, whatever, all the traits that I like in the pit bull, the heat tolerance, doubling the power. She's about 75 pounds, maybe a little bit bigger now that she's fully mature. This is Ranger. He's about 95 pounds. Good boy, Ranger. Good boy. Right, this is Ranger's daughter, Reaper. She's almost as big as he is. You know, she's just as tall, maybe even a hair taller, but she's not quite as thick as he is. He's a little bit more masculine. This is a young dog. This dog's only like 7 months old. Hey, bud. Let me get him to come down. I tossed my hat on the ground. 7 months old, and he's not a whole lot smaller than her, so he's going to have good size for him. He's out of Scratch and Onyx. This is his sister. She's also about 7 months old, out of Scratch and Onyx. Reaper is out of Ranger and Elsa. And then we have Ranger, who's off of Frankie Bomp and Valkyrie. And then we have Chewy, who is off of Vlad and Lady Smith. Next, we got Bumper. Bumper's about 90 pounds, maybe 95. Probably somewhere between 90 and 95. This is Scratch's brother. He's off of Justice and Halo. This is Bullet 2. Bullet is off of Slam and Nova. She's only going to be about 70 pounds. Very muscular, high drive girl. This is a young female. She's out of Scratch and Hair Trigger. And then this is Trinity. Hey, Trinity. This is Slam's sister. And she's a big girl. She's about 80 pounds, something like that. 85 pounds, I don't remember. I think she's 83 pounds. She's pregnant now, so she's going to be more than that. All right, let's walk out here and look at a few others. If you want a bigger dog, that's nothing wrong with that. But I would, generally speaking, if you want a bigger dog, probably go with a little less intensity because it can be a lot to handle. You throw a 120, 130 pound dog with high intensity, you're probably going to give up stamina and agility and heat tolerance, but anomalies exist. They're not common, but they do exist. And then when they do exist, what you thought you wanted, you realize you can't handle. All right, this is Cobalt. Come on, Cobalt, get over here. We put him on the chain just because we're full. We're at capacity. And then this is Dolly. Hey, Dolly. We've had a lot of rain, so you'll have to excuse the puddles, but they got dry spots. Let's go back and look at a couple more, since I'm doing some touring of the yard as we talk about driving intensity. You know, inexperienced people sometimes don't know what they want. They think they know what they want, but you put them in the wheel of that Dodge Viper, which I'm not a big fan of the Dodge Viper. I'm just using that as an example because it was well documented that people that were experienced handled it great, had outstanding track times, outstanding performance, but you put it in the hands of those who were not experienced, and you had teenagers running off the road and dying or getting in accidents or causing incidents. These are American Pit Bull Terriers. We have some of those available, by the way. Then this is Kimura. Kimura is off of Slam and Banshee, and she's got pups in there right now, sired by Bumper. These are the pups off of Ranger and Makita. We have Makita over in on the pit bull side. I forgot about that. We moved a dog. So this is Pumpkin. She's a pit bull. This is Onyx. She's got pups in there that are sired by Boomer. This is Reptar, of course. Sorry for the shadows. It's the middle of the day. We got Biscuit and the pups off the Cobalt. This is a nice litter. We got a couple available still. Black puppies. We don't typically have black puppies, but Cobalt's black. So there we go on that. I need to go show the pups off of Kimura and Bumper. Then we've got Vicious here. Not Vicious. Vicious is his brother, and he was out of Vicious and Halo. Vicious 1 and Halo, and then his brother is Vicious 2. Nice dog. I like him a lot. And then this is Elsa. Elsa is off of Justice and Halo, and you can see she's got the same kind of color. They're half siblings. They both have the same mama. All right, let's go look at the Kimura pups, since we didn't look at them. And let's also check out the Onyx pups. And we've got Rebar in the house. We won't worry about him. He's cool, but he's in the house. Rebar is off of Slam and Elsa, the female I just showed you. So in here we have the Onyx pups. Unfortunately, she had more than this, but some of them didn't make it. Onyx is getting up there in years. We only have 3 boys and 1 girl. This is the girl over here. Those are the 2 boys and that are buckskin, and then we got the brindle. They're all crashed out. Come on, guys, wake up. I'm not sure if we have anything available. The female, I would have loved to keep a female out of this, but she had another female that she ended up laying on, and it was doing great. And so we had 2 females, but she laid on it and it didn't survive. So we only have 1 female, and I sold one to a client. So we're gonna let him have that. Although that female is awesome, I'd love to have her, but maybe we can talk the client into breeding her someday. And then we got the other 2 boys right there that are buckskin, and then the brindle. Now let's go check out Kimura's pups. Kimura's kind of funny. She gets excited when I look at her pups, but she's cool. Let's look at the Ranger and Makita pups. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. So that's the girl right there, the red one. And then we got the boys, the 2 brindle boys. And then the buckskin boy right here, wagging his tail. They're all doing great. We took the mama away because she was getting pretty rough with her babies as well. They'll sometimes do that when they're ready to wean them. Hey, Kimora. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. There's her 8 babies. Hey guys, that's a boy. She jumps over the doghouse. The door's open and she jumps over. That's how you get accidents. All right, so that's a boy. That's a boy. That's a girl. That's a boy. So, oh wait a minute. I misspoke. So that's a girl. That's a boy. That's a girl. So that's 2 girls. This is a girl. So no, that's a boy. 2 girls, 6 boys. A lot of boys. Catch y'all later.